I'd like to welcome everybody to the presentation by myself, Dennis Crenshaw. We'll be discussing root cause analysis.
I'm falling and I can't get up. I really haven't fallen, but if I had, would you know why? That's what we're going to be discussing today, trying to find out the root cause behind accidents.
So, where do we start? How do we begin this process? If we are going to find the root cause of something, we have to have some semblance of order. Do we file the workers' comp claim, before we do the interviews, or do we have corrective action that we need to take immediately? Is there an investigation, interviewing of witnesses? Uh, how do we get the injured worker uh, to the medical treatment center? All of these things are things that we're going to have to ask, and so we need to find a place to start. So the first order of business, of course, is always going to be to assess the injuries of the injured worker. Uh, there may be a care that is needed for them that's beyond first aid that we're able to provide for at the facilities, and so the first order of business is always to obtain the medical treatment that's necessary to restore the uh, injured worker to his health. As we continue with our investigation, we will need to, first of all, secure the scene. We'll want to make sure that any type of evidence that we need, such as taking pictures or collecting evidence, maybe even interviewing witnesses. If the individual who was involved in the incident is able, we would want to get witness statements, or we would want to get a statement from the uh, the injured worker as well. We would begin planning this investigation and collecting all of the relevant information in order to make this a seamless type of investigation. I would like to take this time to introduce you to one of the witnesses that we had on the scene of our fall from the ladder. Uh, this particular individual, her
Now
name
look at
is
me. And you tell
CJ
me everything that you
Hound
saw
Dog,
out there.
and
Did you
we
see
will
anybody come up?
show you the interview that we
Did
conducted
you
with her.
hear
She
anything
was
out
not a
there?
whole lot of
You know
information,
anything about that
uh,
ladder?
but that kind of made me suspect as to whether or not she was around and may have had some part to play in all of this. Following our uh, steps that we have just covered, which was to gather the evidence and to conduct the interviews and to get the care for the injured worker, we began to conduct the part of our investigation which will yield us the most valuable information that we are looking for. This is called a root cause analysis. This particular root cause analysis is a 5 why type of analysis. And what it involves is just simply beginning with the incident as to what actually happened and then begin asking the question why. You continue to ask why until you are comfortable that you have gotten to the root cause. It allows you to dig deep into the incident and reveal things that otherwise would not be so obvious. So in the 5 why investigation, we would ask why, and then we would ask why again and again and again. Now, the 5 whys are not limited to 5, and sometimes you may actually get to the root calls at 4 whys, or it may take you 7 whys to actually dig deep enough to where you can find the obvious cause of the incident. In these investigations, we're digging deep beneath the most obvious thing as far as the cause of the accident would be concerned, and we move away from blaming the individuals. We find through these investigations a sustainable solution that we could implement corrective actions. In our fall from the ladder incident, I can demonstrate to you a 5 why incident investigation. This particular incident, we would ask, what happened? Well, Tom broke his leg. Well, why did he break his leg? He fell from the ladder. Why did he fall from the ladder? Well, the ladder rungs were damaged. And why were the ladder rungs damaged? Maintenance checks that had been scheduled had not been done. Well, why were the maintenance checks not done? The individual who usually does those checks left employment with us, and a new person was not aware of the ladder maintenance checks. Well, why was he not aware of the maintenance checks? Well, management failed to develop a ladder inspection training as part of the orientation. So you can see that through this process, we've been able to identify the root cause of this particular incident, being that the training had not been conducted adequately during the orientation. Following our 5 why root cause analysis, we're able to identify actions to where we can correct the incident that happened and to put in corrective actions to mitigate the circumstances. In this particular case, we would remove the damaged ladder through a corrective action in the immediate, and then for our preventative actions, we would provide training for new starters to cover equipment inspections upon orientation. Okay, so this is me and CJ coming at you. We want to thank everybody for their attention, and we want to tell you that we are going to practice safe ladder climbing from now on, and that we're not going to even get anywhere near it. Ain't that right, CJ Hound Dog? Say, that's right.